I wanted to talk about Derry Girls, which is a comedy series on Channel 4 that recently finished its second series run. This is a series that I never watched the first series of. My wife loved it and I watched it because she wanted to and kept going on about how funny and good it was. She was right. It's a really, really enjoyable comedy about a group of girls and one boy living in Derry in Ireland during the Troubles in the 90s. What's nice about this is I remember that time. I was probably around their age at that time, and some of the things they reference in it or that they just have going on in the background are things I remember. In particular, Gerry Adams' voice being changed on the telly. I distinctly remember at one point it was almost like a cartoonish voice they gave it to try and remove any authority he might have had, and they do show that briefly on there, along with other news snippets that once you see them you kind of think, I do remember that happening, yeah, although obviously as a teenager you just don't think of it as any relevance to yourself, particularly when you're living in sort of the countryside of England, let alone in Derry. But they don't shove the nostalgia down your throat. It's not as if, like say like the Goldbergs, where it's effectively all just nostalgia, and that's where they draw most of their humour from. This is actually drawn from the characters and how they act, and the setting is almost something on the side. That said, having it set in and around that time when the Troubles were there gives it a level of poignancy and something to help balance the comedy elements of it. It obviously takes a lot of cues from the In-Betweeners, but this is way better written and acted. Sorry, I know a lot of people like the In-Betweeners. I like the In-Betweeners, but it just doesn't stack up to the quality of writing in this for a comedy series, particularly with all the ancillary characters they've got in this, the adults and that, and being able to hang it off things like the Troubles in Northern Ireland without there being a sort of disrespect for it. You know, it's always respectful of those times, and I think that adds a lot to it. Definitely worth watching if you want a good comedy series. You can rip through it. It's only about 6 episodes a series. I went back and watched the first series and really enjoyed it. They're all available on all 4 in the UK at the moment. I'm not sure if you can access that if you're abroad, but really worth checking out if you want just fun, sort of light-hearted comedy that carries a little bit of weight to it as well.